Welcome back to Cypress Bayou Boerboels. Make sure you click on the like and subscribe button so you can have access to our latest content. So we've been doing a lot of Q&As lately, and they've been controversial, and the audience seems to like them. So we're going to keep them going. But in the future, they won't all be controversial, and I don't want everybody to think that that's all this is about. We're just getting these out of the way now. But in the future, we'll be showcasing our dogs. We'll be showcasing our kennels. We'll be talking about health and maintenance of the dogs, showcasing more of our property, our breeding strategy, our future goals. We'll be networking with other breeders, doing some live. So we got a lot more content to come. But we have another juicy Q&A, and it's from our favorite anonymous person. Everybody we keep anonymous, but this person right here is truly anonymous because they don't have a profile pic. They don't have any followers, and they're not following anybody. So that tells us that they created this account right here to specifically get on here and ask us questions. So the question is, you fell off, or did you? You used to always at the end of your post say you were the best. Now at the end of your post, you don't say that. Are you openly admitting that you don't have the best, or you're not the best? Okay, good question. So first of all, we were under a different program, and that was a slogan. We all said it. Everybody that was under that program said at the end of our post, the best of the best. Again, that was a slogan. All right. Now we're no longer affiliated with any program. We're doing our own thing. So we don't call ourselves the best for two main reasons. Number one, we don't want to look stupid. Number two, we don't want to sound stupid. OK. By us saying that we're the best is a slap in the face, a direct slap in the face, and it's disrespectful, I feel, to the upper echelon, the upper tier of the boerboel community, the people that have put in 20, 30 years into this. All right, we're beginning breeders. We've only been doing this 2.5 years. Okay, so the word best is a big statement. It's a big word. The good thing about it, though, is it can be obtained by quantifiable evidence. Okay, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. When it's the best, there's always quantifiable evidence. Okay, there's a standard, and then there's the quantifiable evidence, and that brings you to irrefutable evidence. Okay, for example, free throw shooting. Let's say free throw shooters. You have 1,000 free throw shooters. Each one of them takes 10,000 shots. Okay, this person over here hit 92%. These people here hit 70%, these people 50, 30, and so on. Okay. Now, if you got a group of people that like one guy that shot 30% because he's got the best clothes, he's got the new athletic Jordans on, he's got the best haircut, he's got the best clone, and they find him attractive, that doesn't make him the best. The quantifiable data proves who the best free throw shooter is. Okay. And that method or that formula translates into business and multiple aspects of life. You know, anything competitive, definitely sports and business, you know, business projections, business models, business portfolios, all of that. They have subcategories, but there is quantifiable data that can determine who the best is. Okay. So now, to me, the best, what would qualify somebody as being the best? Well, first of all, it would be the longevity aspect. Breeders that have put 15, 20, 30 years into this breeding thing. Okay. And with that comes blood, sweat, and tears, literally, which they've shed. Okay. Their own bloodline, which they created, which is very important. They have their own bloodline. So now when you're looking on pedigrees, you see parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, and great-great-great-great-grandparents, all with the same name. Okay. It's a possibility for that with people that have put in that much work. Okay. Their facilities are top tier. They have a lab, they have puppy areas, they have indoor kennels, they have outdoor kennels. Okay. The maintenance on the dogs is complete as far as cleanliness and bathing, nail clipping, ears, all the meds. They have a full staff, groundskeepers, vet techs, whelpers, full-time veterinarian that's exclusive and exclusively works for them. Okay. With benefits. All right. These are some of the qualifications that I consider the best. Okay. And there's breeders out there like that have all of these things. And I've spoken with them. In my eyes, I put them at the top. And how do I get to that? It's not subjective. I'm looking at the quantifiable data. Okay. I'm looking at what they've done, the power, the influence they have. And speaking of that, these people click, they help everybody, those that are willing and those that are humble, but they help everybody, but they click with the other upper echelon of the BOERBOEL community. Okay. So this group right here can be considered the best, but there is quantifiable data that you can go through and say, all right, I think they got the best. They have multiple registries for their dogs, not one, not two, not three, sometimes 4 or more. Okay. They're doing all their vaccinations, all of their PGs. They're pulling all of their dogs. All of their dogs have completely, fully health tested. It's completely hands-on, all the birthing, the whole 9 yards. That will put you in the category of the best. Now, don't get me wrong. We have excellent dogs. We have beautiful dogs. I'm proud of our dogs. Our dogs are healthy. They're athletic. They're well taken care of. We got multiple colors. We have a couple different styles. I'm happy with our facility this early in this stage. We got some little brilliance behind what we're going to do. We have a strategy, we have goals, and we're chipping away at it. But it doesn't happen overnight in this game. Even if you were to win the Powerball lottery, you couldn't do it within a week and come out and say you were the best. So let me further that. Let's say hypothetically, I have 14 dogs, okay? And I got 2 dogs from 7 kennels, okay? Now, my dogs look great. Everybody agrees on it. Everybody may want one. They look great. But when I start saying I'm the best, really, technically, I'm cheerleading for the breeder that I got my dog from. How can I have the best and I got my dogs from everybody else? So the bloodline incorporated is very, very important. And there's no way that we can do that. Like I said, we've only been doing this 2.5 years. There's absolutely no way that I'm going to come on the internet and start claiming that I'm the best. So a good friend of mine, Max Tran, he told me before we had even had a litter, do not consider yourself a professional until you've had at least 100 whelped 100 litters. And to me, that was really mind boggling. It just seemed like a lot, like we would never get there. But when I started talking to the breeders in Africa and the breeders that are at the top that had been doing this for years, it all started to make sense. And it's really an obtainable number, and it's not as large as I thought. It is a lot, and there's a lot of work that goes into that, but it all makes sense. And when you're at the best, you've been through all of the trial and error. You've seen all of the downs. You've been able to celebrate the majority of the ups. All of the things that all of us beginners and the beginner pros are going through, they've already done that. They have all the advice. Their bloodline is scattered out throughout the world. So chances are you have their blood in your program. Okay. To me, that would be considered the best. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Yeah, again, we're not going to come on here and say we're the best. I think we're good. We take pride in what we do. We got a lot of big plans for the future. But again, this cannot happen overnight. Even if you win the Powerball lottery, you win $1 billion, you cannot make it happen overnight. Not with dog breeding. If we're talking about school or anything else, you can get that done with money. You can fake it till you make it and get that done with money. You can't do that in dog breeding, especially when you go to the quantifiable data. Okay. Now, let me end and say this. It's okay for everybody to, and I encourage everybody to breed for what you like. Okay. Breed for that look that you're going for. It makes it fun. It gives you accomplishment. It gives you satisfaction. It gives you gratification. I encourage everybody to do that. All right. But remember, not only with dog breeding, but multiple other aspects in life, there is a standard to follow. Okay. It's a reference guide that we can go back to make sure if we're going the right direction, if we're going the wrong direction. Okay. So for BOERBOELs, just like every other dog, or the majority, 95% of the dogs, there is a breed standard. SABS has a breed standard. Now, everybody doesn't agree with the breed standard. That's fine. You breed what you like. Okay. But be careful if you start considering that you're the best. Like, and I'm thinking about that in the back of my head, me and my wife here at our program. There's no way we're going to do that. All right. So now imagine somebody breeds for 5 years and they get that look that they're looking for. Okay. They don't have their own bloodline. So of course they've been not buying dogs from other people. They've been holding puppies back. They got that look that they want, but it's completely off of what the standard is. Okay. So now the powerhouses and the people with influence and the people that really care about this breed and the people that are on the higher echelon of seriousness don't recognize you. Okay. And you can bang on your chest and do all you want. And you can have a couple cheerleaders in your corner saying that your dogs look good. And that's fine. They may look good. That's where it can be subjective in your own little head on your own little deserted island. That's fine. You can think you have the best. You can think that I'm the best and I'm the most and I'm the best looking person and I'm the best at everything. If you want to do that, I'll encourage you to keep doing that. Be my guest and do that. But we all know that's not the truth, because why? You have quantifiable data that proves that's not true. Okay. So now if you do that, there is a standard to follow. If you deviated too far from the standard, you can't put yourself in the best. Can't put yourself in the best category. It doesn't matter if it's a car show, if it's an athletic situation, if it's a scholar type thing, educational type thing. You can't just go off and do your own thing and there's a scoring system or the grading system. There's a standard and you just all of a sudden come out of the house and say, hey, look, I'm the best. That's not how it works. There's quantifiable data, which brings you to irrefutable evidence, and it cannot be denied. All right. So now you can use this formula that I'm telling you, right? Or you can just go on ahead and disregard this, and you can just be completely biased, and you can be in your own little head, in your own little world, and think whatever is the best. And that's fine, you know. But that's my take on it. And that's why we don't say that we're the best. We're not going to come on here and claim that we're the best. I get it from a marketing standpoint, from a slogan. I understand all of that. You know, I've said it before in the past. We've all done it, whether I'm playing basketball or whatever. Oh, I'm the best. You know, this right here is serious business. We're dealing with these animals. This is a whole nother level. This is a lot of work going into it. Then we're dealing with the internet, and I'm not about to get on here and start telling people we are the best. Do we have great dogs? Absolutely. Can I get you what you want? Absolutely. Not a problem. Are we the best? Are we better than everybody in Africa, everybody in the UK, everybody down in South America, everybody in the United States, millions of BOERBOELs? Absolutely not. This just can't happen, you know, especially if you don't have, you got under 20 dogs, you got under 15 dogs, and you got each dog from a different kennel. It can't be done. If you want to believe that, that's on you. You can make it subjective, but that's not the case. Quantifiable data. Cypress Bayou BOERBOELs. Stay tuned for more content.